Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Cecily, and we're back for another review. And guess what? I got my vino too. Hey! This scene opens up with Karen and her daughter at a self-defense class. Karen says that she was mugged last year. They took her diamond necklace, but they weren't able to get her ring because she put it in Never Never Land. Where is Never Never Land? And how long does it take to get there? And do people return from Never Never Land? Which etiquette rule do you think is fight for your life or kick your ass? These are not Potomac rules. These are rules from the street of life. I know because my mom gave me the same speech. Kill now, think later. I like how all this etiquette stuff is unfolding. And this is the real Karen. That lip quiver and those eyes when she was crying. Like, this is the heart of this woman. And I think it took beating on the padding of the floor and tearing those pieces of paper to get to this point. Finish him. In the next scene, Ashley's with her husband and they're interviewing people to assist Ashley with the restaurant and other mundane tasks like a social media presence and things that actually require some sort of professional training. What is this place? Okay, they literally gathered every black person in Potomac. I don't know this many black people being interviewed in Inglewood, in Los Angeles. Okay, I'm going to call bogus on this interview because you just hired the person that's a good fit for the organization. That's what everyone does because Australian words and culture and things like that can be taught. This is like a quick crash course on Wikipedia. So this is, again, Bravo and nonsensical filler scenes. Can we just get to the nitty gritty? These two people are very different. Can we see a day in the life? Okay, so Bravo is officially nominated for the Coonery Award. This dance scene, the folks are dancing around. The husband's asking people what they do for fun. One of the people replied that she got down with somebody in an alleyway. Like, what are we doing right now? America. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed to be a YouTube reviewer of this show. I'm ashamed of being a part of this. Robin and Charisse are having lunch. They're kind of discussing Robin's situation and that her ex-husband Juan may be moving out of town to take a teaching job. Robin describes her relationship with her ex-husband as being normal and okay. They are divorced, yet they sleep in the same bed, yet they have sex with each other. They're dependent on one another, but they're not together. That is the definition of crazy. This woman is disconnected from her body. She has an intimacy with someone who betrayed her trust and is still intimate with this person physically, mentally, spiritually, yet does not hold this person responsible or accountable. She is disconnected from herself. She is sleepwalking through life. This is alarming. The scene ends with Charisse sharing that she's actually given her husband an ultimatum. Actually, even more than an ultimatum. She's told him that she doesn't want to live like this anymore and she's going to start the divorce process. At the time of this airing, she said that he didn't even respond to her and that it was normal for him to ignore stuff like that. So he's completely disconnected from their arrangement and is doing the bare minimum, which is probably just pay the bills and come and visit her every so often and then pick up the phone maybe when she really throws a fit. But this relationship is in desperate need of repair. And while that's a really hurtful thing to announce to everybody, she's like smiling through her tears. She actually feels better because she doesn't have to hide anymore. I'm sure that's a huge weight off of her shoulders just to be like, look, this thing ain't working and I'm ready to move on to what's next. And I think that's a great thing from us to gauge from that scene versus like how her hair looks or something superficial like all the other vloggers are talking about. In the next scene, we see Giselle and Karen sitting down, this time gossiping about everyone else and not each other. Karen's talking about an event that she's planning and the subject comes up of Katie at Ashley's birthday party. I told you guys there was something wrong with her. She looked like she was on some kind of drug. Lust and love will take you to a place, but you still are mindful of where you are and how you got there and how you're getting home. She was gone. She was lost. She was on some drugs. thunderstorms every single time me and my friends talked about each other. California wouldn't be in trouble. Katie meets with Karen to discuss the aftermath of Ashley's party. Then it looks like Katie's actually gonna say, hey, yeah, because I was fucked up. But no, that's not what she says. I'm more interested in my foundation, and I want you to be interested in it too. It was the worst transition I've ever seen of a conversation. Remember when I told you that Katie was the type of person that would ask for what she wanted? She comes out in the scene and basically says, I want your Rolodex to Karen. And Karen knows it. And Karen's like, can't do it. Not this year. I'm spread too thin. I'm pretty sure if she was impressed with Katie all around that she would be more helpful. But Katie's got too much going on, and she's more of a liability than anything at this point. In the scene, we see Giselle with Herman, her date. I have a confession. I date guys like this too. I like nerdy, smart, like educated guys, but they all tend to kind of lack a little bit of that hood element. And it's really hard to find somebody who is both streetwise and, book smart. And then you're hoping that they're not too streetwise and not too nerdy. This guy is goofy and weird. And you're like, I just really wish he had the swag of 1,000 hoodlums, but you don't want to deal with the problems of the hoodlums, so you just kind of go back and forth. But anyway, Herman's cool, as Giselle says. He looks good on paper, but he's so eager and he's so open and he's so excited about her. It's almost sickening, but that's what you want. You want someone that's willing to make a fool of himself to be around you, but not so much of a fool that he's foolish to other people. You know what I mean? It's like you want him to be silly for you, but charismatic and aspirational to other people. It's just so hard. I feel bad for you guys because we're never satisfied, and that's exactly what this scene signifies. Ashley and Katie go golfing. This little girl sits here and says and accuses Karen of being an ageist when she is the one who has been talking about their ages the whole time. In this scene, we see the ladies assemble for Karen's little day cruise. And from the jump, everyone's congratulating Herman, Giselle's date, for making it to the second or third date. This was a particular issue of mine, and this is where I know whether I'm going to have a third, fourth, or fifth date with somebody. You need to blend into my situation. You need to quickly gauge how I feel about what's being said, my comfortability at the moment, and match me or go a little bit lower than me. But this isn't your opportunity to shuck and jive and show your ass, because I will never bring you around again. Can you imagine this type of person, a year from now? Every single time someone gives him the spotlight, he's going to throw you under the bus. Herman as Mr. Miami without any context. As my girlfriend, that is a no-no. But even still, if there's a Mr. Miami, a Mr. California, a Mr. Nebraska, you are not allowed to question me on how many dates I've had with anybody, or to sit here and act like I should only be dating you. We are in the very beginning of our interaction. Therefore, you're not questioning me, and I'm not going to question you. This guy right now just coming off as very clingy and very inappropriate, and I just see a lot of struggle in the future with this guy. At one point, Giselle has a conversation with Katie, and Katie, before being prompted, already offers up, yes, I was a hot mess at my last party. That's probably why Karen doesn't want to help me with my future events and my organization, but I drank too much. It happens. Can we all just get over it and enlist Giselle's help for her foundation? And you can tell Giselle's okay, but she's drudgingly involved in the situation. And I don't know how old these women are. I assume that she's probably early 30s. So if she's early 30s, then it happens. We all have a few nights where it's what? The scene basically ends with Ashley inviting all the girls to go to her beach house in Delaware. Her husband, you guys already know this, her husband takes his pants off. He is just out there in the wind. This is not a black and white issue. This is a person who has a young spirit, who's silly, who's over the top, and no holds barred kind of fun guy. This has nothing to do with him just being a white person. I know plenty of white men that would have kept their pants on and would have looked over at him like, if you're old ass, don't pull your pants up, I will. So I don't like that they're perpetuating that white people just will do anything, especially a man of a particular age. He has to be the oldest person on that boat. They're just loose. They're loose and crazy. Loose and crazy comes in all shades and colors. Just ask your uncle at your next holiday or reunion. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. See you this week when we review the Housewives of Potomac again. Peace out.